Counselling versus psychologists. I'm often asked, what is the difference? So psychologists, their training is so much more. I think it's something like 5 or 6 years to be a psychologist. And they use a process some of the time called CBT, Cognitive Behavioural Therapy. It's quite analytical, and psychology generally is a long-term therapy, and it definitely has its place. You can go on a mental health plan, and with that means that you go to your GP first of all, you go on a mental health plan, and you can get some of that paid for. So with psychology, it often is a much more long-term therapy. With counselling, and particularly how I work, is I'm a feeling-based counsellor, and I'm very solution-focused. So it's extremely different to psychology, where it's more a thinking type process and a much more longer term. Also with counselling, it isn't, with psychology, it's very, very strongly regulated. They have a huge amount of man hours. With counselling, it isn't so self-regulated. Counsellors can choose to either work I work for myself, but you can have a governing body. And there's regulations with that. I'm with the Australian Counselling Association, and I have to have supervision, at least 10 sessions a year. I do monthly, I have supervision, and also you've got to do personal development of at least 25 hours a year. Not sure what psychologists would have. I imagine they would have that, if not more. So where I'm going with, if you're tossing up, do I see a psychologist or do I see a counsellor? I'm confused. So if you go along the psychologist way, it's not so much a feeling based, it's much more cognitive way of thinking, and CBT. So Google it, get a bit more information on that. With counselling, and particularly with me, I'm a feeling-based counsellor. So if you don't want to feel, don't come and see me. But I do believe that we have to feel to heal. I think it's absolutely crucial. And it is a lot more short-term therapy. I find that I equip people with tools, but also help them get to those feelings, unlock the patterns, work out what's going on in your relationship, and then you can go on your way. Whereas psychology, it can be quite a bit longer. So look, there's no wrong or right. It just depends where you're at and what you're looking for. And also some psychologists, they don't do couples therapy. I do a lot of couples therapy. So let's go back to what I was talking about. Counsellors versus psychology. I hope that's made it a little bit clearer for you. And also, you can't use a mental health plan with me. I think the bulk of counsellors you can't. But do some research and find what works for you. Ask the questions. And on that note, I'll see you on the other side.